Light and peace, brothers and sisters. Peace and light. Welcome to OahspeCollegeUniversity. Solution to yesterday's ancient knowledge. Topic of discussion today is final cut on ancient Israel location. Final cut on ancient Israel location. In my previous videos over the course of 1 month, I did a video about the summary of ancient Israel locality. I did a video about the cover up on ancient Egypt, the cover up on ancient Israel, and finally I also did a video about the location of ancient Israel. These videos that was posted in OahspeCollegeUniversity YouTube channel, the purpose of it was to guide people, to show people that the event that happened in ancient Egypt between the Israelite and Egypt when Moses was living, uh, during that time, that what is being presented to the society today just been a misconception and a full-blown lie has been thrown out. And this has been a result because people are now researching. They are just taking information from elders. For example, you got an Israelite elder, you got a Christian elder, a Christian pastor, and also you got some OAPSI elders who label themselves as elders or chief. And they've passed down this information, and a lot of people all over the world, and you could dig out informations. Also, we have universities that have libraries, tons of libraries that was archived and that was now paused, and even the Congress, the Congress of United States have library maps now that you can just log in without even a username and password. Universities, you could log in and just go to Google, sitemap.google.com. There are tons of information now. We now have the technology to find out the truth for ourselves. You no longer need to depend on a book. You no longer need to depend on a pastor, or preacher, or teacher, or chief. You see? And this video will be my final cut, final saga about the ancient Israel locality from 1550 BCE down. Okay? So, and there's been a misconception. Some people are thinking that they went to West Africa. Yes, they went. The ancient Israels, after they got scattered, they did go to West Africa. Also, keep in mind, we also have to give account of what happened to those who decided to migrate when they were in South Africa. You see, we need to first go by the timeline. When 4 million Israelites left Egypt to go to the promised land, where did they land? They landed in South Africa. And I will show a map, and this will be the final saga about this topic. Two things to say. I knew about this information 10 years ago. However, I started researching this information 6 years ago, because when I was growing up as a child, I used to watch a lot of Moses movie, Israelite movies. And in my soul, I just did not agree that the Israelite will leave the continent of Africa, will leave Egypt and go outside of Egypt. It did not make sense to me. Okay? And another thing was that when I went to school in Nigeria, the state called Kogi State, back then it was called Benue State. I remember one day I was going through the forest to go pluck cashew. And I saw something that looked like a monument. I know it was not a monument, but it looked like a pyramid shape. And I go in my head, what type of house is this? This is what I said in my head. I'm like, huh? But I didn't, so I just came back, I went back and, and it took hours to get here. And it took hours to come back. So, and I was getting late for lunch, because, back then, if you don't eat your food, once you miss lunch, that's it. The next time is dinner. And when you miss dinner, the next time is, forget about breakfast. Who has time for breakfast in boarding school in Nigeria? Most people don't. You gotta be one of those rich people that got your cornflakes and stuff. Anyway, my video and the purpose of my video in OahspeCollegeUniversity College University is to teach people, educate people, guide people, and tell you find your information on your own. One thing is that, yes, you have to use axiom. You got to show proof and show sources. Even Sanata TV says it. Where's your receipt? I have my receipt. I have done my research. I will not put my face on YouTube to tarnish my image. I come from a lineage where we follow the truth, and back then I used to see a lot of stuff happen when they come to, my father's environment to settle dispute, and as, you gotta prove. And if you watch a lot of Nigerian movie, you will see in those movies, you cannot accuse somebody that they've done something wrong without showing evidence. Then if you cannot show the proof, then they will take you to the village temple or to the oracle. And the oracle will tell you, you have one more chance to tell us the truth or not. You either drink this water and so XYZ will happen to you. XYZ. I have dedicated my life to show the truth, to go by the truth. I am not a follower of any OahspeCollegeUniversity chief, OahspeCollegeUniversity priest, OahspeCollegeUniversity church, temple. No. I found the truth about the OahspeCollegeUniversity when I was also researching about God. Because in my soul, in my spirit, I did not agree with it. Because one thing kept on coming in my head. How did I declare myself a Lord as a title for myself without reading the OahspeCollegeUniversity, without reading much of the Bible? You see? So let's go to this topic now, and this will be the final saga, the final cut. I will not be posting any video about ancient Israel from the year 1550 BCE downward. But I will post a video about the branch of Israel, the branches of Israel. The reason why is, think about it. When I migrated from Nigeria in 1992, right? Who gave account of that? So this is also possible that some Israelites, when they were living in South Africa, southern part of Africa, you want to call it Botswana, Namibia, or South Africa, whatever, that southern part of Africa, there were some Israelites that chose to live Israelite on their own. You see? So that we have to give account of. What happened to those people? Where did they go and what are they? Even before they came to destroy the evidence about that part of South Africa being Israel. There are numerous of videos, and a brother in one of the YouTube video pointed about 2-3 couple of sources to me. And what I said was that I did not use any of this source. And I quote, my source came from the OahspeCollegeUniversity. I used that information that I got from OahspeC, and I went on Google to find where is this, because OahspeC, just to be clear, and I see a lot of people that study and read OahspeC today, they say, oh, that's what it said in OahspeC, but when you ask them to quote from OahspeC, they cannot quote. That's because that information was passed down to them by another person who read the OahspeC. And when you ask them to provide their information, they cannot. So I provided in all my videos, I show evidence, and also said I went on Google. Where can you find Kana root? The root of Kana. It only exists in the southern part of Africa. Yes, there have been times where they probably took the root or the seed and went to another country and planted. That is acceptable. However, what is not acceptable is that you need evidence of it flourishing, and you could only find this flourishing in the southern part of Africa today, which is called South Africa. Okay, now I'm gonna go to the video. Now I'm gonna go to the verses to show without sugarcoating, and I will show you maps declaring and labeling South Africa as Canaan land. Okay, so the last time when I did a video, I posted the book of Extra 43 verse 10. And in the book of Extra 43 verse 10, it says, after that, Moses and his people and his remaining hosts descended to the earth, to Canaan. So I'm going to spell this out. Kannayan. Yan means people of Canaan, or land of Canaan, or dweller of Canaan, or nation of Canaan. However you want to put it, that Yan means somebody that does something for Canaan, or live in Canaan, or dwell in Canaan. So you could call it a citizen of Canaan, or location of Canaan, or dweller of Canaan, or someone that lives in Canaan. Okay? To the tribes of Israel, who had been raised up by Eloi, and great was the meeting between Elias and Moses. The former broke down with emotion. He said, all praise to you, O Jehovah. You have remembered me at last. Now, the book of Extra, chapter 10, verse 2. Just clearly listen to this carefully. Of Faiths, there were 31,300,000 in Shania, 30,700,000 in Vinju, and here is where I'm going. 3,300,000 in Western Arabia, Canaan. Again, that word Canaan came up. And then finally, 6,200,000 in North Gutama. North Gutama will be United States. The region of United States. There might have been some couple of them with Mexico and stuff like that. But that name, Gutama, it's clear as United States, as USA. 8,100,000. And Vinju will be the region today where it's considered India. And Chinaya will be the land or the country of China today. And finally, when you look at these two words, right? Canaan is equal to Canaan land. Either however you want to put it, right? People of Canaan, land of Canaan, citizens of Canaan, dwellers of Canaan, societies of Canaan. Canaan is where OahspeC clearly stated that the dwellers of Israelites were. After, this verse is for after they went. This year, the book of Ezra, they already left Egypt. Okay? So I'm fast forwarding. I don't want to talk about where did they dwell when they were in the desert? How many days did it take them? No. Canaan, where is that? So they landed, okay, in southern part of Africa. Okay? Now, here is the map. Okay, because some few people asked for it. These are the maps. This is the map of Cape Town. When you zoom down, you see that I highlighted this in yellow. What does it say? Canaan land. Let me spell it out. K-A-N-N-A-L-A-N-D. The explorer who came outside of Africa, they were exploring Africa. They started labeling Africa. And clearly, they labeled this Canaan land. So this is not a mistake. Now, these are more maps, okay? These are maps. So I'm clearly showing you these are maps showing Canaan land. Now, when you try to go to any map after the year 1900, they started removing it. It was removed completely. They no longer call it Canaan land. It disappeared. And miraculously, 1948, they reshaped and coined another Israel, saying that they found an Israel in this thing, which doesn't make sense. Now, here's the question. If truly the so-called modern Israel that was founded in 1948 was Israel, how come that for a period of 1,000 years, nobody knew about it? And the dwellers around there don't even know there was Jerusalem there, okay? But when you come to this southern part of Africa, people up to today still know, without sugarcoating, this is Jerusalem. This is Israel. And the people around them say, and the people, even the interesting stuff about this, people from Zambia, Zimbabwe, they're claiming to be ancient Israelites. Okay? People in Angola, Congo, they are claiming that they are also part of Israelite. Now, the explanation to all of these people outside of southern part of Africa, outside of South Africa, is because they probably migrated, which makes sense because there was war. And another key factor is that Cape Town exists in Matthew when they say that Jesus went to Cape Town. They said they went to Cape Anan. Now, when you go, and I'm not going to be getting into all this extra Bible, King James Bible stuff, because the truth of the matter, unfortunately, either it was John Newbro or John Newbro's Brotherhood or John Newbro's publisher, they decided to take the books out. It will make sense now because if those books was left in there, it would connect that the true Israelite was in South Africa, and the explorers who came to explore Southern Africa and who came to explore Africa, they would not be able to accomplish what they wanted to accomplish. Okay? So they started relabeling Africa, and they created an amoeba shape out of Africa and started giving you label. Now, in my next video, I'm going to post a video called Branches of Israel, because a lot of people are misguided with the timeline. Okay, so yes, if I was an Israelite that was living in South Africa back then and I wanted to migrate, what would I call myself after if I was to migrate to America, to Portugal, to Spain, to Italy, to Algeria, to any part of West Africa? I will still hold on, just like when I left Nigeria, I still say to some people I'm Nigerian, but I've been living in America, in New York, since 1992. But I still hold on that I'm Nigerian. So the same thing apply here. Now, beside them getting scattered by Astaroth, Baal, and Luomong, right? They got scattered all over the world. So what account do we get? How do we account for that? This is why my video we say will come up as the branches of Israel. And in that video, I will give you an account and tell you that they went their timeline. Now, another thing is that when Osiris was in Egypt, this, even before the Israelites left Egypt, there were some Israelites that actually left, okay? That left Egypt, okay? Because they did not want to continue to be punished on this current rules that Osiris mounted upon them. So we got to give those people were what? Because when in truth to reality, a lot of them went to West Africa. That's true. But we got to go by the timeline, and this is why this video will come about. Branches of Israel's. Where did they go? A majority of them went to West Africa. A lot of them went to Angola, Mozambique, Ethiopia. There are evidence of people who migrated to Nubia, which people call Sudan, northern part of Sudan, and there are some people that also migrated to Libya. And back in the days, there's an ancient map that shows that so-called Nubia or South Sudan was once known as Bonu. So, but when a war broke out, those people from Bonu migrated to what you call today Nigeria, and they maintained that they were also the true Israelites. So this is a complicated issue, but in order to go through it, I have to untangle each factor by posting a video. And if you do not understand the video, please send me a comment or send me an email. Then I will explain. Instead of you bashing, saying, oh, that information is not true, you need to provide your source before you tell me that my video is not true. I have provided the evidence, and I have provided all the evidence using the OahspeCollegeUniversity. So, and the maps. I provided ancient maps now, okay? Now I also went to Earth Map. So now Google has this new virtual technology called satellite map. You could go in there and you could go to libraries of university. University libraries have ancient maps that store historical maps there. You could go in there and do it yourself. Do your research. Don't depend on Brother Owame to provide more information to you. The information I show on my video is even enough. But in order for you to cover it up clean, to do a good cleanup, go do your research and then come back say, oh, I'm not right. Do a rebuttal. Show me your video showing you. I had a brother on the YouTube. Last time I posted, the summary of, he said, did you know that they have other Hebrew Israelite that's been talking about this for years? I say, yeah, but I did not use their source. One, I did not use their Bible either. I used the OahspeCollegeUniversity. OahspeCollegeUniversity clearly stated here, okay? Clearly stated in the book of Extra, Canaan. And we can only locate Canaan in South Africa, which is the truth. And here are the maps, and I show the map. And these are the maps one more time. The explorers, the outside explorers who call themselves explorers. You know who you are. You knew your plan. You know what you were going to do. You already planned it, but the truth comes out. Okay? They have a lot of Israelites now on YouTube who posted this information even before I did. The reason I could not post my information is one, I did not have ancient evidence. When I say ancient evidence, there were some maps, but I needed technology to show that to me. And because I have a bachelor's degree in computer technology, which back then they used to call it engineering, electromechanical technology. But I have a degree and I do IT support for a living. So when my 9-to-5 job is actually information technology. So why would I come on YouTube and post information that is not true when I know I can use the computer to find the information out? And that's what I did. I use Google. I use technology to find. And if your Bible does not coincide with technology today, you need to take that Bible, whatever scripture you use, and throw it in the garbage. Okay? And OahspeCollegeUniversity meets up to the standard. And that's why I cannot throw the OahspeCollegeUniversity to the garbage. Because OahspeCollegeUniversity is a cutting sword. Okay? Light and peace, brothers and sisters. In my next video, I will talk about the branches of Israel. Where did they go? We got to give account of those after they went to West Africa. They got enslaved. What happened to those that traveled on their own? So these are many branches, but I'm only going to talk about the critical ones that we do know about. So at the end of the day, it might not even make logical sense to even post that video because OahspeCollegeUniversity recorded, they got scattered all over the world. They got scattered all over the world. So if they got scattered all over, that means that the Creator used these Israelites all over the world to plant seeds in each countries. Okay? So that seed, when it germinates, these Israelites, these faithists, we start talking about the Creator to people. You see? So, who were they called? We've got the Israelite Jew. We've got the Israelite Levites. And then we got the Israelites. And then after the Israelite, you got the Oralite. And then you got the Essenes. So there are multiple Jews also. Some Jews claim they were Israelites. And some Jews say, no, I'm just a Jew. And then you got the Hebrew. So there are multiple instances of Israelites. So Israelite has multiple branches. But which one? You only have the Israelite. And those Israelite, right, they are called faithists. So out of the Israelites, you got the faithists. And then there's a branch of Israelites that called themselves Essenes. You see? So where do we put account of this? Yeah, they got scattered to Angola. They got scattered to Zambia, Zimbabwe, Congo, Nigeria, Ghana. They got scattered all over. Togo, Benin Republic. And then, they got enslaved when they discovered that, when you look at the map, careful, look at this. This is the map here, okay? All these people here, okay, in this area, beside the shore, beside the seas, got enslaved because the explorers came with a boat, with a ship, and they found out that they scattered Israelites, and they came to enslave all of them from that region. You see? You notice they did not enslave anybody in Morocco, Algeria, Tunisia. Because I will talk about that later. There was a reason why, but I don't want to get into that because back then Algeria had a tussle with another location, with another country, or a country called Constantine. This is why I do not believe that Constantine came out of Africa. Constantine was in Africa already when the Christian God gained dominion of Constantine. He told emperor, a man there, to go battle with Baal, which Baal was in charge of what you call today Tunisia, South Libya, which they call Byzantium. Okay, but I don't want to get off the topic. But in my future video about Christianity started in Africa, I am going to talk about the battle between Baal and Luamong, the Christian God. And that battle was in North Africa, not outside of Africa. I have evidence and map showing Constantine was right in Algeria today. And then the so-called Byzantium that Baal had control of was, between Libya and Tunisia. Okay, there was, light and peace, brothers and sisters. Please subscribe to my YouTube video. In my next video, I'll strictly just talk briefly about the branches of Israel. Where did these Israelites go? What they call themselves now? You already know already. They are called Israelites, but some of them maintain Jews, Levites. You got the Levites, you got the Israelites, and then you got the Essenes. All of these people need to be accounted for. And just to be clear, it's not that I don't use the extra Bible or the King James Bible to drive a point. To me, I see no point for that. And this is why I use the OahspeCollegeUniversity, because OahspeCollegeUniversity is a cutting sword. OahspeCollegeUniversity does not sugarcoat. OahspeCollegeUniversity gives you the information raw. Extra Bible or King James Bible does not give you the information raw. You gotta be a Spider-Man to understand the extra Bible, the King James Bible, or the Tanakh or Torah. Why go through that when I can use the OahspeCollegeUniversity that is just giving me the information raw? Light and peace, brothers and sisters. Bye bye now.